Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to our English language programme, Heart to Heart, here on Angelus TV. My name's Sister Mary, and my guest this afternoon is Brother Patrick, MC, from Kenya. Welcome, Brother Patrick. Thank you for accepting this invitation. I'm delighted to meet you here in the studio after having witnessed your wonderful playing at so many events here in Bucharest. So, could you tell us a little bit about your congregation? I know it was founded by St. Teresa of Calcutta, I think in conjunction with a former Jesuit, is that right?
Yeah.
So many of our viewers will be very familiar with Mother Teresa, now St. Teresa, but will be less familiar with the masculine branch. Could you just fill us in a little bit about how that started?
Thank you, Sister Mary, for this invitation. As in the introduction, I am Brother Patrick, MC. MC means Missionaries of Charity.
Okay.
And to talk about my congregation, the Missionaries of Charity congregation was started by St. Teresa of Calcutta in another name, Mother Teresa, which is the famous name she is known with. And after some time, a few years, she had a thought or an idea to have a male branch congregation of men because there was need in that time. And this came at a time when the world was suffering. And when we say the world, we talk about India at that time. There was cry of the poorest of the poor, suffering. Mm. And not only suffering, there was a lot of leprosy patients at that moment, at that time. And when the idea came, Mother Teresa started the congregation, and he started with a few brothers. And the congregation came to place on 25th of March, 1963. Mm. And at that time, there was no a man who can say, yeah, I am the one who is going to take care of the brothers. They were young boys or young brothers, not yet having formation, and they were just people who just came to start the congregation. And after some years and the prayer, Mother Teresa, we know she was a very powerful in prayer. And so there was a Jesuit priest who came, and Mother Teresa saw him as the answer to her prayer of the person who would take care of the brothers. And his name is Brother Andrew. In another name is Father Ian Travels Balls. He is an Australian from Australia, and he is the one who came and became the co-founder. So when we talk about the Missionaries of Charity Brothers, we say it was founded by St. Teresa of Calcutta and Brother Andrew as the co-founder.
Oh, that's really clear and very interesting for me, because my congregation also shares the mie sete, or I thirst, that St. Teresa of Calcutta heard from the cross. And the idea of the Ignatian spirituality we share from both lines, from Mother Teresa and from the Jesuit priest. Thank you. And you yourself, Patrick, did you meet the congregation when they were established in Kenya physically, or did you meet them online, as many young people do now when they're looking for a congregation? They seek a spirituality and discover it online. What was your story?
To talk about a bit about my story, how I founded the Missionaries of Charity. Mm. Before I joined the Missionaries of Charity, I was working with another congregation of sisters being a volunteer. It is a children's home. They are called the Little Daughters of St. Joseph in my country, in Kenya. And I was helping them, and one sister always was telling me that you look to be a priest.
Oh.
Why can't you join a congregation or you go to become a priest? And I didn't take it seriously. But one day she brought me just a pamphlet of the Missionaries of Charity. Said, can you read that one? And I didn't take seriously. But whenever I see that pamphlet, it was reminding me that I think it's Jesus who was calling me in that. Because I read the Missionaries of Charity Brothers. I read where they are. And I could see in it, and it was like talking to me. And once I told that I was sharing with the sister, and I said, sister, I feel like God is calling me. I would like to be there, and I will go. And I went, I called, I made a call to the brothers, and they answered that I can go and do my experience. And when I went there, I think God was always with me. And I did my experience for 1 week. And because of the nature of work where I was, I could not finish. And so I was told, hey, we cannot take you because you did not finish the experience. But I would say that when God has called you, even if what comes, you will go. And later in February, the vocation director called. And he said, we are coming to see your home. And to see my home is to bring the forms to sign that I will be admitted as a brother. And that's how I was admitted as an aspirant in the year 2017. And I started my journey of formation.
Okay, and you're still on that journey.
And I still am on that journey.
Yeah. But that's a powerful story, Patrick, about this call of sensing. Everybody's story is so different, and yet many people have a sense of God like that, of God breaking into, but don't pay attention to it. You paid attention, followed where you were being moved, and here you are today in Romania, in Europe, far away from your home. And I'm just a bit curious about what the church is like in Kenya. I know through Angelus TV there is a program about missionaries, and Kenya has been on that. Myself, I've been there once for a very short time, and I remember the joy in the church, the singing, the dancing. What is the difference, would you say?
About the church in Kenya, or the difference, I can say that, and I can thank God for the missionaries who came from Europe to Kenya. Because if the missionaries didn't come, I think we could not be where we are today.
Okay.
And as a missionary, myself, I feel proud even when I am here in Europe to come and re-evangelize. Because the missionaries came to Kenya, they evangelized the gospel. And if I had time, I could explain more about how I got the vocation. And the church in Kenya is vibrant. And in vocations, and both for family life, marriage life, in the church, and everywhere you'll get. So I can't say that we are in crisis. And in Kenya, we find that, like in my diocese, every year we don't miss at least 4 priests being ordained. Another thing is when it comes to liturgy, people, they participate with the full strength, with the music, and the music which is the center. Okay, there is the Eucharist, the liturgy, which is but in the music, in the music, you find that everyone is dancing, not only in Kenya, but all over where you go in Africa, where the Catholic Church is, you find these vibrant people singing very well, and prayers. And also it goes further, because you find these Christians also, not only they preach only in the church or they wait a priest in the church, but you find that there is small groups association, we call the small Christian community, where they meet every week, at least once in a week before Sunday. They read the gospel together, they share, and also they pray together the Holy Rosary. And at that moment, you can feel that family life in them. So I can say that up to now, the Catholic faithful, they are still strong. Yeah.
I can see even in your own body, as you say that word, vibrant.
Yeah.
And immediately I heard that word, I was thinking of life, that there's life, that the whole body is involved. People are dancing, singing. I don't think you meet people like me who say they can't sing, that everybody seems to be able to sing, that they trust their voice. And just on this note of music, here we have between us this beloved drum, which has been part of your life, or when I met you here in Bucharest. But I know that you are a very gifted musician and you play other instruments too. But just to connect with this, can you tell us a little bit? It's a beautiful instrument, absolutely almost intoxicating with the beauty of the combination of natural material. Tell us a little bit about it. And
to talk about it a little bit, this is a drum. In another name you'll get in African, depending on the culture, you'll call it bongo. In Romanian, I was told it is called toba. And so this is one of the instruments in Kenya or in Africa we use. Even if we don't have piano, we don't have the guitar, this is important in all music in the church, especially in the church.
Would every church have?
Yeah, if it is not this one,
no.
We have the one you can just carry it and you can use a small stick to sing with it.
Yes.
Mostly it is being used by the other churches. But it is like this one is made of wood, the down part is wood.
And it's engraved.
Yes, and then there is the strings, and then there is the skin. This is the skin of an animal. It can be a sheep, or it can be cow, and then after it has been dried, there are those people who are skilled of making this skin. And then we use it to sing.
And does it need to be the skin of a particular animal for a particular person, the way you drum, for instance?
Mostly those who make it, they use the skin of a cow.
Okay.
Yeah.
And you also told me before we began that the tradition in Kenya is not to play musical instruments during Advent, and that I think you found the same idea here in Romania too. And so that must be a great sacrifice for you, not to be able to play your beloved instrument, your beloved drum. Is it?
I can say about the Advent or Lent season. Like now we are in Advent, we are in time of waiting. And for example, if I am playing this instrument and maybe a song is so nice, I'll be tempted to make it more better or sweet. So you may find people, they are either dancing or they are moving their body. But when it came to the time of Christmas, there is not that joy because the rhythm may be different. But this time of waiting, it reminds us that we as Christians or as faithful, we need to have that moment of thinking about Jesus, of discerning where we are going, of thinking, who is this Jesus who is coming? And so that's why in the Catholic Church, you find that the Advent season, the songs are so solemn. They are not where you can say they are so loud or in that way, but they are so solemn, and meaning that we are waiting for someone. So during the Christmas, when we sing the Gloria, it's an invitation for us to come and celebrate the newborn King who has been born. And this is the time we can sing with the drum, and we all celebrate. And that is the movement, the time also for me. I love it so much when we sing the glory to God. And I enjoy so much singing it with the drum or the percussion. Yeah.
Yes, you touched on something important there for me, this idea of waiting and maybe more silence or quieter time, because in our day especially, we're surrounded by noise. And you helped us last night, actually, with the Taizé prayer. And what we were thinking afterwards was just that importance of quiet in between the singing, that idea of quiet, of waiting. It's something that you've helped me just touch back into, that this is a time of waiting, of quiet, rather than celebrating. You mentioned percussion also, and I mentioned at the beginning that you were a very gifted musician. How did this all begin? Were you discovered by somebody when you were at school, or do you have music in your family?
To talk about the music, I can't say that I went to a school of music. Actually, I have never gone. I came to go a bit to understand more about music when I arrived here in Bucharest.
Oh.
But music is one of the things that I love most since my childhood. And to talk a little bit, near my home, there is one church we call the African Independent Pentecostal Churches of Africa. And this church, one time they were having competition, the group competition. And I was allowed 8 years old. And this group, there was a trainer who was training them. And he was training a very good song of a vocation song. But when he's training them, I could hear and I understood what they are being trained. And I came to understand the song. And because I loved the music so much, one Sunday I went there to watch as they have been trained. And I saw how they were dancing. And so the next moment I was in school, I started teaching the children, my classmates, how I saw. And so it came a time when there was a prize giving day in my school. And so this became the song which we are going to present. And then they were to go for competition, this church. And when we sang for prize, all the people, they were so happy. And among those who were happy, they were the ones who are going for competition. And they said, it's better we take this boy. And so I became one of the soloists of singing this song. They were singing there. And I made them win, yet I was not going for that training. About singing, I think God has given me this gift, not to remain in me, but to share with other people. Because even in school, whenever somebody is asked, who is going to lead us with a song, I was always the first one to lift my hand. For going school music festivals, I was always there. And even as a brother, when I joined, there was a choir in the parish, but it was not doing so well. And so I entered there, and I joined them. I became the choir master there, and we revived this parish choir. Until now, it is working so hard, and they have now new songs. They always said to me, they said, brother, what you started here, we cannot let it die again, but we have to work hard for it. And so I feel proud. I did not go for school of music, but at least this little gift God gave me, it is working somehow. And every time I find myself that whenever I listen a song and all people, I have met people or different choirs who call, brother, can you come and listen for us this song? And they sing, I listen, and then I tell, oh, if you change here or here, then the things will be better. And I can say it's just a gift. To play drum, I did not go to school because at home I used to see how people are drumming in the church. Then at home I take a jerry can of 20 liters. I put it upside down and started drumming the way I saw people being. So slowly it came. And when I joined the group in the church, I became part of those who are playing the drum in the church and singing with it. But more in the church, I was not more of drumming, but of dancing. I was more in dancing group than in drumming. Yeah.
Amazing story and amazing example of an instrument of God, of being able to share that voice and share the music that's within, just waiting to come out. And I noticed when you came and helped us celebrate a party for Juliet's departure, it stirred something in me when you sang in Swahili, I think.
Lingala.
I was struck by the different young people that you were singing with. How has that emerged? Is that another natural use of God bringing you and other young people with a different experience of music together and creating something so unique here in Bucharest?
Yeah, it's something beautiful I can share about it, because when I arrived here in Bucharest, because of language, it was a bit very difficult for me, even to go for mass in Romanian language. But I found something different also. These young people whom we were at that time, when we were celebrating Sister Juliet's farewell party, I came to meet them through another associations, but we are just friends, and it came, we were doing farewell for somebody who was going back to Italy. And the way, because we are friends, and then they put music, so each one had to sing according to your culture. And for me, I said, okay, I will just come with the drum, and then I will sing only 2 verses, just a short song. And so they became so happy. And then whenever they have something, they usually invite me, brother, can we train this song and we sing? And then that's how it came. And we became friends with them. Despite that, where I go for parish, I met young people in as the Holy Cross Church here in Bucharest, where we meet every Sunday. I sing with my drum, and then there's somebody else sing with the piano, and then other 3 or 4 young people, they play guitar. And it's a good moment that even you feel that warm in the church. And one day I didn't carry the drum because I was not in the zone. And so when I went, everybody was asking, why you did not come with the drum? Why did you not come with it? And so it means that there is something coming out from it. And so all these groups, they are helping. Not only me, I'm helping them, and also they are helping me to strengthen my faith and to move on. And before I used to say that there is no young people in the church, especially here in Bucharest. But now the group, like the one I have in the parish, it has more than 20 young people.
Unfortunately, running out of time, but I just want to finish with that note that maybe this is your new vocation to be there where other young people will come also and join you in this collaboration of music, faith, youth, evangelization, all combined. And I'm just in admiration of your energy and vibrancy. And thank you so much for making time to share that with our viewers. Thank you, Patrick.
Thank you, sister.
And thank you for watching. And please continue watching Angelus TV this afternoon. Thank you. Many more interesting programs to come.